It's really tough to compare them because they're such different situations. You might think, oh, like, what in the world do you mean? Because it looks exactly the same. No, it's so different. And the reason is because Kelly Bryant's in his final year of eligibility. If he plays one more snap in the 5th game, his football life ends at the end of this season. And so I got to credit Dabo Swinney a lot for making this decision now and affording Kelly Bryant the opportunity to go and transfer and to save and elongate his football life. Because now he can graduate, he'll transfer without penalty, and he still has 1 year of eligibility, whereas Jalen Hurts has 2 years of eligibility. So even if he is used the rest of the season and uses one of those years of eligibility up, he graduates in December, and if he wants to, he can still transfer and have a year somewhere else to play. So that's why I thought the sense of urgency was there for Kelly Bryant and for Dabo Swinney, and I thought they all handled it well. Outside of the fact that he said it was a slap in the face, I just don't agree with that. I don't think he did anything to lose the position. It was more Trevor Lawrence doing things, in particular from a drive efficiency standpoint, to gain the position. But this is the right thing to do. I think for Kelly's sake, for Dabo's sake, for everybody's sake, I think everyone handled this the right way.
All right, hold on. Joel just died. Who made the better decision?
Who made the better decision? I would say Jalen Hurts. And it's interesting because Kelly Bryant and his decision was a conventional decision. Hey, the urgency is there. If I play one more snap, I lose my eligibility, basically being on the bench as a sub. So what do I do? Because I can be an NFL prospect, maybe even at the same position, I will go somewhere else and put another body of work together. Respect that. That's conventional, though. What's nuanced is what Jalen Hurts did. When his father comes out and says he will be the biggest college free agent if he's not a starter, and then he's realized that he's not a starter, and he says, you know what? With all the criticism that came my way because I don't look like the traditional NFL quarterback prospect, let me hide behind 2 things. One is my resume, 26-2 as a starter, 2 national championship games, 1 championship, and I'm at Alabama. He knows that if he steps out and goes somewhere else and puts together another body of work, it won't be as successful, it won't be as good, and then all the criticism will avalanche on him as a prospect. Hide behind Alabama, say, if you guys draft me or just get me into camp, unleash me, and to me, that's the better decision.
I'm going to go with Jalen Hurts for a different reason, and I think both guys made great decisions. I love Jalen Hurts' decision because I see it as self-awareness in terms of I'm not a pro prospect. I don't need to go run out and get on the field someplace else immediately. I love this play. I think this kid will be beloved in Alabama. And the University of Alabama and the people of Alabama, he can do whatever he can write his own ticket. He can be governor one day. He could get right in line and potentially 10 years from now be the head coach at Alabama or somewhere in college football. I love this decision for a kid who's not an NFL quarterback. This is a great play, sticking with a great university, a great program that I think will take care of him moving forward. For Kelly Bryant, I think he made the right decision. I'm going to give Jalen a little bit more credit. The right decision. Kelly Bryant still sees himself as a pro prospect, and he wants to go get on the field and protect his pro future as soon as possible. He can't accept Trevor Lawrence beating him out. He's got to go play somewhere as soon as possible and continue his pursuit of being an NFL quarterback.
Interesting how you support Jalen Hurts in this decision, but when we see it on the pro level with a Nick Foles, to me, they're the same thing. He pulled a Nick Foles. You criticize and kill Nick Foles for doing
versus
it. Okay, but look, at least Nick Foles has money in the bank.
Well, remember
now you're taking away your money and your potential.
I do think Jalen is having his cake and eating it too, and there's nothing wrong with that. He can be a part of a championship team this year, still graduate, still transfer, still get a year of eligibility. Again, very different situation. So the story is not over. So I don't want to necessarily praise Jalen Hurts for staying. He might not stay. That's
he
still out in
stays
front
this
of him.
year and helps him win a national championship, Joel. His stock in Alabama just continues to rise.
I don't put together post the Notre Dame game was much more impressive than what Notre Dame was doing until Brian Kelly showed some big guts, replaced his starting quarterback, and went with Ian Book. So now Ian Book comes into Notre Dame. They throw a 50-burger out there against Wake Forest. 53 points. They hadn't scored over 24 in the previous 3 games. So now it's a little bit more of a toss-up. I'm going to lean Michigan, even though they lost the game, for 2 really important reasons. I think they're better at quarterback than Notre Dame is, and they're better on the defensive side, and that will prove itself out over the course of time. Remember now, they didn't have Shea Patterson eligible, if you will, for a long period of time before that game. I think they got caught, didn't play their best, defensively gave up a couple of big touchdowns in the first quarter. I still think Michigan is the better team of the two. I know that sounds crazy, but they are.
Joel, I'm about to demonstrate to you why I am the authority on college football and have been for 20-plus years.
This is it.
It's because I'm willing to do this. Jim Harbaugh is starting to earn my respect.
All right.
This team is starting to play with that edge that I've been wanting to see from day one. I love the way Michigan's playing. It blows my – a month ago, I would have thought – and Notre Dame, this quarterback move is tremendous.
Sure.
I thought they were going to get beat by Wake Forest if they kept playing the way they were. And so Notre Dame looks really good. But I think Michigan looks better. They're playing with a physicality. They've got their running game going. Obviously, their quarterback is much better. This is the Jim Harbaugh I've been waiting to see. I want to see him take out Michigan State. And then I think that Michigan-Ohio State game should be damn near a college Super Bowl.
I think there's just a handful of teams that can honestly say they control their own destiny towards the playoff in their own hands. I think Michigan's still one of those teams. They've got enough of those resume builders on their schedule left, like Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan State, Ohio State. If they were to take care of business and the way that they're playing, they would find themselves in the playoff.
Yeah.
So, you know,
this
Michigan's
is not
very
week
good.
one with Shea Patterson, as you said.
He's gotten better every week.
Every week gotten better. It was a conservative game plan week one. You look at Michigan, and they call it battle rhythm. It's interesting how they like to build on the success of every single week. They didn't see that last year. They didn't have that complexion last year, that physicality you talk about. You got to go back to 2016 when Harbaugh saw that with this team. He says he sees it now, but they need the tougher opponents, which are coming.
Yep.
And then, all of a sudden, that confidence will brew to the top. But right now, they're approaching playing at an optimal level.
They're two edge rushers and Devin Bush. And then when I look across at Ohio State, they got the problem with Bosa. That makes a huge difference. If he comes back, will he be able to play at that super high level? Love the way Michigan's playing. Hope I don't have to change course anymore. Jim Harbaugh's playing dividends.
I'm taking this all in, all this Michigan love.
Love the way Harbaugh's – this is what I've expected from day one. All right, thank you, Joel.
You bet, man.